Diana Steele with us today. We are talking apples and a new, I was going to say flavor, a new flavor of apple.
Kind of a new flavor.
A new breed of apple that's on the market.
And its name is its flavor, actually, SweeTango. So it's sweet and tangy.
I heard it described as explosively crisp.
Ooh.
It is, actually, and you can see when you cut it, it's very juicy. You know, when you're storing your apples in the refrigerator, they need to be stored in the crisper because it does actually hold in their crispy or moisture and juiciness. And they'll last in the fridge for about 6 weeks, any apple. One apple will give you about 60 to 70 calories, so it's not a huge calorie cost, but it fills you up a lot because there's 3 grams of fiber in there.
So how'd you get your hands on these? Are these black market?
Well, no, these, so they're actually Canadian apples, and these ones are grown in Quebec and Nova Scotia, and they are a combination. It's a cross between the Honeycrisp and the Z-Star, or Zestar.
Okay.
And they were delivered to me just to try, because I get all kinds of things delivered to me. And so I love them, and I thought, oh, well, why not do a cooking demo on them? So they are available in your grocery stores here, but not every grocery store will carry them because they don't have as many as you would find of like the Royal Gala or something like that. So
there's a competition.
To shop around a little bit.
So you can go on to the SweeTango website and enter in where you saw it, and you can enter to win a trip for 2 to their orchard in Quebec.
Well, I will say it is explosively crisp.
It is explosively crisp.
So delicious and beautiful red color. So I have got a few different ways of preparing apples. Now, of course, eating it raw is just great, or pairing it with different cheeses. So there's a sharp cheddar there, or this is a camembert, which is sort of like camembert and gorgonzola mixed, sort of a blue creamy cheese. With walnuts, it's also a really good flavor combination. And then there's no cooking, of course.
Now, Diana, before you launch into this cooking, is it considered genetically modified or engineered, this kind of apple?
It's naturally crossed, like you do with other vegetables and fruits, within their own family. So no genetic modification.
It's really hard, too. It's a hard, crunchy.
That's what they're going for, apparently.
And when you're buying your apples, they should actually feel really firm to the touch. If your thumb squishes into it, then it's overripe, or it's going old. And so in July, we're going to find that our apples are a little bit wrinkly and soft, whereas right now it's the peak growing season. So the fall, early fall to late early winter is sort of our growing season. These ones only have a 6-week growing season, so very short. Because I've made you a grilled cheese before, made you a grilled cheese again.
What happened that time? Was it...
Well, you just didn't love having watermelon with your cheese, I think. That's what it was. So this time I put apple with your cheese. And so it's a sharp cheddar and then crisp apple. And notice how I've left the skin on for all of these dishes, because the skin is where those phytochemicals are. So you get to have this.
There's your lunch.
So the apples are right in here, in the cheese, and
then the melted cheese in there as well. And it's a lovely grilled cheese sandwich. I think that you're going to enjoy it. The other way...
It's a triumph.
Yay!
Oh, that's so good.
Thanks,
oh, thank goodness.
The other thing I've got here is just sautéed apples and onions with thyme, a little bit of olive oil, and you can serve this with grilled pork tenderloin. I love pork tenderloin. It's a very lean meat. It's got about the same kind of fat content as chicken. So if you're wanting another lean sort of option, so you can add those in on top or underneath and serve that for your family. So that's enough meat for a whole family. You don't need to eat that all of yourself, of course. Another way to have apples is to have it on a salad. And so it's a smoked trout. And so I thought I'd show you what it looks like whole. And you just peel some of the fish out of it underneath the skin. So you put the smoked trout on top of watercress. Do you ever eat watercress? Nice peppery flavor, really lovely with SweeTango apples. And then you can lay out some nice apple slices on here and make it look pretty if you like. I have a little bit of lemon juice on my apples so that they didn't go brown before the TV, and a few crushed walnuts. And then this dressing here has maple syrup and an apple cider vinegar, and so you can just drizzle that. A little bit of Dijon mustard.
So you've had no time to experiment with the new apple hot out of the lab, right?
Well, when you get a whole bunch of them, I can't wait to get
I'm sure it's going to be fine. Yeah, of course.
And then sweet potato soup. Rather than butternut squash, which we've done with all our fall, we can do sweet potato soup. And this is just plain yogurt. You can use sour cream or yogurt with cilantro. Oh, and the soup has a little bit of jalapeno in it. And then you just garnish it with a dollop of that. You can stir it around once you get it. And then, of course, why not put some apple in here? So,
Why not? Because you have lots of them.
Yeah, because there's so many apples.
well, and there is apple in the sweet potato soup and onion. And then you can put some more cilantro on just to make it look pretty. So many different ways to eat your apples this time of year, not just as a snack, but look, I mean, they're so beautiful and red.
The SweeTango.
They're so funny.
What is it? SweeTango?
SweeTango.
SweeTango.
So
SweeTango.
it's a cross. It's a cross between a Honeycrisp and
A zest bar. Or
neither
Zestar.
of which I have heard of before either.
Oh,
I
Honeycrisp
really,
is one of my favorite,
I
but I
really
think
have
I've
to
got a new
expand
favorite
my-
now.
I need to
For 6
diversify
weeks.
my
Apple
apple
Horizon,
intake, right?
that's right.
Royal Gala. I've got to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Diana. If you want more information, you can go to Diana's website, eatingforenergy.com. Give her a call. Follow her on Twitter at eatingforenergy. Thanks.
Thank you.
The grilled cheese is fantastic.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I'm glad.
That's Jay's lunch. She's totally happy.